All right, we are now testing the new microphone. Hi, welcome to On This Day in History with Hammered Historians. My name's Ben. This is where I drink beer and I tell you what you missed in history. All right. April 24th, 2011, WikiLeaks starts up by giving us all the juicy gossip on the human rights violations at Guantanamo Bay. April 24th, 2005, Pope Benedict the 17th, 16th is inaugurated. Formerly known as Joseph Ratzinger, he will go on to become one of only 6 popes that didn't die in office. Which is wild, because it looks like he already died a week before they hired him. Now, I'm sure he's a very nice guy, and I don't want to judge a book by his cover, but he frankly looks like Emperor Palpatine in a fancier hat. Emperor Palpatine, who was canonically opposed to Obi-Wan Kenobi, also known as Space Jesus. A point that I continued to bring up in my Tuesday religious ed classes until myself and my parents were asked to attend a different church. April 24th, 1994. A plane crashes shortly after taking off from Sydney Airport. And miraculously, all 25 people aboard survive. Now, I know that doesn't sound that interesting, but you guys don't understand like how many plane crashes there are like every single day in history, and how rare it is that like someone, much less everyone, survives. This is a win. Like, not to scare people away from flying, but we're basically just stuffing ourselves in pressurized Monster energy drink cans full of jet fuel to spite God. We were given the tale of Icarus as a warning, and we ignored it. Every time you step on a plane, you're essentially rolling the dice that that sucker doesn't just come right back down again. Or, barring that, just continue upwards straight into the sun. I didn't do very well in science class as a kid. Great, thanks to the new light, I no longer look like I'm drinking in a cave. I now just look like I'm drinking in an interrogation chamber. April 24th, 1966, Usher is born. David Usher from the band Moist. April 24th, 1994, Dennis Quaid's son, Jack Quaid, is born. Hey, buddy. I really hope bad things stop happening to you someday. April 24th, 1970, the Gambia is formed. Not just Gambia, the Gambia. Put some respect on their name. Ah, fuck me. April 24th, 1990, the Hubble telescope is launched. On that day, we rear-windowed the solar system. Look, I know, like, the James Webb Telescope and its octagonal mirrors are the new hotness, but like back in the day, the Hubble telescope was like the telescope. It absolutely reigned king of seeing tiny dots from really far away. See, what made the Hubble wild was it wasn't on the ground like where other telescopes were. And like if you're on the ground, you can't see stars a lot of the time due to like light pollution and regular pollution and clouds and like the fact that the sun's just out half the time. So like fucking scientists with their thinky brains were like, hey, what if we take a telescope and we just put it on the other side of all that bullshit in space? Admittedly, like the Hubble wasn't like the first camera or telescope that was fired off into space by like a wide margin. But it was definitely one of like the biggest and best ones for a real long time. Also, a lot of the cameras we did have up there at the time were mostly just owned by the CIA and pointed in the other direction. Now, I know it may come off as kind of disingenuous to immediately try and tell you all this space stuff after I immediately claimed I didn't know how airplanes worked. But I went to space camp, so fuck you. Ooh, speaking of space, April 24th, 1970, China launches their first satellite, the DongFangHong, into space. Which, if you're not real good at Chinese, essentially Dongfang means like the eastern part, and then Hong is the color of communism. So essentially, they fired a satellite up there that was named East Side, and then throws up their gang colors. Apparently the launch was, and I'm not making this up, part of their 2 bombs, 1 satellite policy, which is, you know, an obvious extension of the 2 parent, 1 child policy. Oh no, I drank the whole thing. I'm going to be drunk now. 1918, the Great British Tank-Off. First recorded instance in history of tank-on-tank violence. Which makes sense, because they basically just invented tanks like a week ago. Can you just imagine, like, how bad that must have been, like, being in World War I infantry? Like, you're still barely coming to terms with, like, the machine guns and the blimps and the airplanes that, again, defy everything you've known about the way the Lord wants things to work, just flying above you and dropping bombs down. And all of a sudden, there was what appears to be a weaponized sentient garden shed moving towards you. That bullets don't stop. Next up, just picture you're in the tank itself. It's loud, it's dark, you can't open a window because you'll let the Germans in. You're basically just rolling around in an up-armored easy-bake oven that someone's just constantly taking a golf club to the side of. And the whole time you're in there, you're basically just breathing in a mix of diesel fumes and another guy's fear farts. And it's all to gain like a below-average boner length's worth of land. I mean, shit, you're protected, I guess, but at least the guys outside get to breathe fresh air. No, they would have gassed them. Well, I can't tell if you guys are smarter or dumber than when this video started, but I'm out of beer, and I'm gonna go. Tune in next time for more history. Remember, I need you to do some liking, I need you to do some subscribing. And the whole time you're in there, you're basically just breathing in a mix of diesel fumes and the guy next to you's fear farts. Fear farts. Fear farts. Fear farts.